What's good, guys and girls? Your boy oO5 Dynasty. I'm back with another video, and this video is pretty cool, man, the way I'm breaking it down. And I actually dreamed this, man. I just woke up and had to make this video. So, sampling versus original music production. Sampling worries about the sound, and we all worry about the sound, even original musical production. But when you're sampling from a piece that's already done for you, and you're just worried about how does it sound, what pieces can I take from this sample, whether it's one sample you take it from or it's multiple songs that you're sampling bits and pieces from. Might be one song you take the bass line from, one song you might take the piano from, one song you might take the drum break from, right? Or it might just be one record. You just need that loop, so then you can just put it into your sampler, and then boom, you add your percussion and stuff like that. So you're worrying about the sound. That's the thing that's killing me about people who are running out to go and buy the new device. Let's say we're in November 2025 now, right? And the new Akai MPC Live Mark III just released last month, October 2nd, right? 2025. Everybody ran out to get it, or they got it free from the company, and they all started marketing and promoting it, saying this is generation 2 device, and since it's generation 2, it has a little bit more RAM. The processor is an 8-core processor now, even though 8-core processors have been a standard in devices since the early 2000s, basically. And I believe my Windows 95 computer had more specs, and had more specs than what they're currently giving you inside the MPC Live Mark III in 2025. So, and it's a sampler. It's always been a sampler. Now they're trying to put it off as a music production center. It doesn't have great sounds, guys. That VST, that coding that's inside of there doesn't have great sounds like a Roland keyboard, like the, you know what I'm saying, keyboard workstation or Yamaha. You get what I'm saying. So, the music producers who sample a lot, they sample based off of sound. They hear something and they loop it up, or they chop it, micro chops, any way they want to do it. They all have all these different phrases of like how sampling is hard. But guess what? Even if it's hard to you, right? You're still dealing with sound. You're starting with a full piece of sound that you take. Maybe it's Adele, maybe it's a piano sample you're taking from John Legend, maybe it's Bob Marley, somebody, Garth Brooks, I don't care who it is. You're taking a sound that's already complete and you're doing what you want with it. You're remixing it, right? But you're dealing with sound. So if you're dealing with sound, guys, why are you promoting a device such as this as workflow? Get the workflow, get the new workflow, get the new workflow. This is all workflow. This thing is not the most amazing sounding. It's not. It doesn't have like supernatural sounds like this. Supernatural, yes, right? It doesn't have great sounds like this. And when you're sampling versus original has to know how to put their chord structures together, meaning they have to know music theory, meaning they have to know, like, if I'm going from F major, then maybe I go to G minor. Then from G minor, I go to A major, and I'll resolve it. I'll finish it. Instead of going to, like, you know, B flat major, they might go to C major. Maybe it's a triad, maybe it's a inversion or whatever, or maybe it's a sus chord, or maybe instead of it being a fifth, maybe it's actually the 7th chord. You know what I'm saying? They press the 7th chord. Any way you look at it, they have to know, you know what I'm saying, music theory of moving up and down the scale, major minors, sus, and all this stuff. So that is different from sampling. So if you're just a sampler, you don't need to push this new device. Even if you're just doing regular, like you're you know what I'm saying, you're not sampling, you still don't need to push this device. You know what I'm saying? You just need to write your songs. But let's just say that you're doing it original. So since you're doing it original, then you have to work in another device. Maybe you work inside of your workstation to fix certain things, because when you're playing natural. So issues might come up, such as compression and such as EQ. Compression might be because when you press, maybe your pinky, you didn't press it hard enough. You didn't press down enough. Maybe you don't have your hand angled properly. So when you press with your pinky, the C didn't come out correctly. So when you playing, compression is basically taking a softer sound and a louder sound. You're basically squashing it, right? Bringing it like even, parallel, right? So maybe you need something to go in here and fix all this. You see how this chord is different from this chord, this chord, this chord. And you can see the different notes that are inside. This is when your compression comes. This is compression, guys. You don't even need a plug-in to do compression. You fix it yourself. You go in there now and you start moving this stuff up and down, and you work the compression yourself. This is how you compress. You compress by the way you play. But a lot of people don't know that. Then let's say the EQ. EQ might be from a resonant frequency. Maybe you press too strong with your thumb, or maybe your middle finger. You're like, boom, and then you didn't press firm enough with your thumb. And then now this frequency right here is resonant. It's, it hits the hammers inside, you know what I'm saying, too hard. Like if this was like a real piano, right? It's, you know what I mean? So now what happens is you gotta fix that by EQ, and you gotta go in there, EQ, and drop that sound down. So now you don't want to take it over out, but maybe you use a dynamic EQ to balance that sound so it doesn't resonate. It doesn't vibrate your speaker too hard. It doesn't come out your tweeter too hard. I'm saying it's not resonant. It's like, it's all in your face. Well, you simply just do that by this as well. You go in here, you change the velocity of it. That's all you do. So when you're changing the velocity, you're fixing the EQ of how hard you hit things, and you also bringing stuff up and down together to make it compress. You don't even need plugins. So when these guys and girls tell you, oh, we got to get the new device, they got all the plugins, it has more RAM, it has more this and that. Well, first off, you don't need more RAM, because, and you don't need a big processor. If you know music and you know how to mix, I'm mixing without mixing. I'm mixing without even using a plugin. I just understand music theory and how things go in real life. So if I go to the main right here, and I'll show you. There's no plugins. Actually, I'm in MIDI. There's no plugins in the MIDI. There's no plugins. You understand? I'm doing MIDI. So there's not gonna be plugins. And when I sample it in, if I go to the sampler, I don't have nothing in the inserts to sample. No, I'm not using the inner, like, processing power. I'm using the processing power of my brain, understanding sound, understanding music. I know how to compress an EQ without using a VST or some coding inside of a box, man. You gotta understand the game, guys. When you understand music, you understand like, oh, music is natural. It's how I play. It's how I hit the keys. It's how I go up. I start. You know what I'm saying? I start in C. What do I want to end in? If I want to change keys going into the chorus, well, then I might want to end in the fifth of what C major is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's a G. So I might want to end in a G and find what other chord has a G in it. G major, G minor, depends. So then you might, if you don't know music theory fully, get you one of these. So what is the fifth? See, the fifth is G. Now I just did that myself. Now that's going into my memory. I said, what is the fifth of G? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the fifth of, the fifth of C is G. So the fifth of C major is G. So now I will end on G. Maybe I'll end on G, starting like this. G, I might end in G minor. You know what I'm saying? Major. You know what I'm saying? Major, minor. Right? Is that so? F. This is G minor. So F, G minor, A minor, right? This is G major, right? So now, am I ending in G major? Well, yeah, I'll probably end that sequence on G major. Now, what else can I go to after G major? maybe I could go to, let's see. Okay. This is all music theory. See. So now D maybe? You know what I'm saying? So basically when you're doing original now, you have to know all this stuff. So yeah, you worrying about, you know what I'm saying, music theory versus somebody who sampled who just worrying about sound. So I don't understand why people who are sampling or trying to push a workflow machine, whereas you don't need to worry about workflow. All this stuff is already done for you. Somebody already went through the hard work of playing all this and figuring out the musical theory of how to go from the chorus to the to the verses, from the verses back to the chorus, from the chorus to the bridge, from the bridge to the outro. You know what I'm saying? All that, so all the music theory. Somebody already played it in a way that it compressed, or they probably used a compressor. I don't know. I'm not in their studio. But when you sampling, you already got a block formation. All you got to do is just worry about the sound. So if you're worrying about the sound, just sampling, you don't need a bunch of processing power to sample, guys. It's simple beats, man. You can literally do a simple loop like boom, 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 and just keep looping that, and just put your percussion over it, and just do it, drop ins and drop outs, and put filters and stuff like that. That's simple, man. That's simple. That's not. That don't take a lot of processing power. So I don't know why people are running out tomorrow. Go get the Gen 2, man. Go get the Gen 2 MPC Live Mark 3. And then they're going to be, oh, go get the Retro Edition. Oh, go and get this, go get that. Why are you telling people to go out and waste money, man? You should tell people to go out to get sound. Because that's what you're using is sound. You're chopping up samples, right? Your first thought process is go dig the crates, go to record stores, and you put the record on a record player to listen to what? Sound. We're talking about sound, guys. So you shouldn't tell people to go. And people say, they get mad at me and say, oh, you should tell people not to go. I'm gonna tell you the real guys. People who are promoting it are telling people to go. But without actually saying it. That's manipulation. See, guys, I be trying to tell you guys, people be manipulating. I'll just be real. I'm a realist. I'll come out and tell you. If you're worrying about sound, you should worry about sound. Like, how does your thing sound? How does this device sound? How does the MPC Live Mark III sound? Does it have good conversion? Does it sound good when you put your sample into it? Does it sound good when I quote unquote sample my original composition from the tones in here into the MPC to use this as my brain, as my, sequencer? Does it have good sound once it get into it? Because once I bring the sample in, I'm still going to go back out the outs to go into my pieces of effects outboard gear that I got over here, right? You see all this stuff? You see preamp. You see that? Reverbs. You see reverbs. You see all this stuff, right? When I go out, I wanted to come back in. I wanted to have great sound going out, and I wanted to have great sound coming back in. I want this device to be all about sound. Workflow is simple. This is workflow. Unplugging this and plugging this back in. That's workflow. You know what I'm saying? Figuring out how to go in and out and stuff. This is real workflow. This has workflow on it, but I'm not worried about the workflow. How does this sound? And then am I going to use the sequencer on here? Because I don't like if I like the inner workings, or this is my only device, or if I don't like the inner workings, if I don't like the screen, the graphic user interface, the GUI, if I don't like the graphic user interface and how this moves and stuff like that, well, maybe I might want to sample my sounds, transfer it out of here into something that has a better sequencer that I can use, right? Bigger screen and stuff like that. I like the quote unquote workflow of this because I can move faster on these buttons and stuff like that. So I get it out and I get it into here, and I use the sequencer. But that's it. But this is not equating to sound. So I'm not gonna tell people to go spend $1,600 on this, but I'm gonna tell them to go pay $1,600 on this that has great sound, and to figure out how to use the workflow in here, or go get a cheap version of this and use that as the brain, because the new generation And we know that this they talking about Gen 2. It ain't no Gen 2. That should be Gen 3. Maybe you got the first ones, the MPC 60s and the 2000, 2000 XL, 3000, 4000, right? Then you got the one that came out in 2017, which is this one right here. This should have been Generation 2. And the MPC Live Mark 3 should be Generation 3. Am I right or wrong? I mean, I think that's a great hypothesis. I think that was, you know what I'm saying? Because now they're talking about that's Gen 2. How's that Gen 2 when this has different coding from the older machines? The older machines have their own hardware coding. This one has more of a digital coding where they can keep updating the inner workings of it. That's why you can have the software that you have on here. You can still get the software that's on Mark 3 because all you gotta do is download the update and then also pay for the Pro Pack, and you pretty much got everything except for the different pads and a little slide thing on the side and a microphone and a speaker. Other than that, the same ins and outs, the same digital box. So why are you worried about the workflow? You know what I'm saying? And you're telling people to go in, or you promoting and you're showing thousands of videos on the MPC Live Mark 3 to tell people to go and get it. When they're not even worried, you got people not even worried about sound anymore. They don't even know how to mix. They put in 1,000 plugins when you don't need 1,000 plugins. And the plugins in here don't even sound good. And if you think about it, guys, if you got 100,000 people that go out and buy the MPC Live Mark 3, then you guys all have the same exact plugins, which means you all have the same exact sound. That's why you all sound the same, and that's why all of you guys' ears are tuned to the same sound. Think about it. You all have the same device, and even me, I have the same device if I upgrade to 3.0 stuff like that or whatever. You have the same device, so all of your ears are tuned to the same sound. All of you. So somebody on YouTube does a trap beat, then you all go home or you're already at home in your studio, you do a trap beat, you're gonna love it because it sounds exactly like the YouTuber you just watched. Now all you guys' ears are tuned to the same plugins, the same sound. Half of y'all don't even use the in and outs on the back. You understand? It give you a different sound. I got a Roland keyboard here, and I don't even use the reverb on here. Okay? The reverb is off. Off. So I'm not even using reverb when I press and play. So then now, I'm taking a tone. I'm taking a supernatural tone, learning how to play the keys and understanding song structure. I have to play it, not sample it. I have to know what I'm doing. I have to know how to go up and down, major, minor, sus, triads, the fifth, the seventh. I have to know that. I have to know what comes forward, what comes before, what comes after. I have to know rhythm. Maybe I'm hitting the key twice. Boom. You know what I'm saying? I had to know all this stuff. I have to know how to stop on the fifth and then switch it to another key to go into the chorus, which is different from the verse. Maybe my verse is triads, and maybe my chorus is seventh chords. You know what I'm saying? One, boom, boom, boom. Maybe my chorus is seventh chords. You know what I'm saying? And maybe my verse, to give it more, maybe my chorus is more sharps, so it gives it more energy. Or maybe my chorus is inversions, because inversions don't sound resolved, they sound chaotic. So I have to know that, and then still know how to press it, so I don't have resonant frequencies. Know how to press it, so I don't have to go use a compressor. This is my compressor. You know what I'm saying? The way I press the sounds, so it doesn't jump all over the place. So I have to know sound music theory and then record it. Either do all my work in here or record it to something I feel more comfortable. But I'm telling you, I'm not going to promote going to get this over something like this. I'm not going to promote that. If you're dealing with sound and you're sampling and you don't have to do none of this, guys, why are you promoting people to go out and get this device and promoting all these new specs and stuff like that when you could literally use the MPC Live Mark 1 to sample and do the same exact thing with less processing power and still get your song done? Still go to song mode and get a song done, guys. You can get a full song done in the MPC Live Mark 1 in the 2.15 update. You know what I'm saying? You can still do it. Look, You can still do a song in a 2.15.0 update by sampling. Simple. You don't even need all the processing power. You don't even need it. You just need to know if I'm sampling, get my sound in, add all the stuff I need to it, put it into the song mode, bust it out, and let an artist hear it, or I just rock over it, and boom, we got a song. I don't need a new device to do that. Just do it. I got the MPC Live Mark 1, and even if I had the MPC Live, the MPC 1 Plus, which is a smaller form factor, it's cheaper. You probably get that for like $600, maybe $400, $300, maybe $200, depending on who's selling it. Get a $200 device. That becomes your brain, your sequencer, your quote unquote workflow, and then get something that has great sound if you want to do it original. And if you're sampling, you even got to worry about this, right? So guys, if we're talking about sound, guys, you have to understand who you are as a musician, what your needs are, learn what you're actually doing, how you're playing, what playing consists of. Playing consists of emotion, and it also consists of compression, the way you play, EQing the way you play. So you don't have resonant frequencies, but also still retaining the emotion. Then once you finish playing and you hear it back and you hear certain issues, instead of running to go and getting a VST or an effects plugin, just go in here and just fix your sound MIDI note wise. Fix the MIDI, and this will resolve everything for you. Then once you fix the MIDI, then you go to your sampler and you just sample it in as audio. And once you got the audio file ready to go, you're good. You got your audio and it's ready to go. Now you put your sequences together, and then from you putting your sequences together, you make your song and you're good. You don't need to go get the brand new MPC Live Mark 3026, 21,000 gigabytes. Come on, man. We just talk about putting music together, making songs, guys, sound. So if you're worried about sound, and understand the game of music. This your boy oO5 Dynasty. Don't forget to Google me, and don't forget, multi-platinum. First name multi, last name platinum. And I don't like oO5 Dynasty. I don't like him. I don't like that guy one bit, because he always makes sense and he always contradicts. No, he don't contradict himself. I contradict myself. He always calls me out for contradicting myself, but he always contrasts our videos, me and my friends, myself, me and my friends who are multi-platinum, and my friends here on YouTube. And it's okay because we're winning right now, but he better not start winning, because if he starts winning and he gets an audience and a crowd that's bigger than mine, it's over for me and my YouTube channel and my monetization money and my affiliated links and my drum packs and my MIDI chord packs, sample packs, and my loop packs, and get my analog drums, and it's over for me for all that. But right now I'm winning, so I'm gonna yeah. You know what I'm saying? But okay. Anyway, guys, this is your boy oO5 Dynasty. Don't forget, multi-platinum. I'm multi-platinum. Don't let these multi-platinum musical producers act like they're better than you. Come on and put their YouTube video on YouTube and act like they're better than you. The way they talk, the way they move, the way they say my friends in the music industry are multi-platinum, and I know a lot of people, and I'm established, and I got RI or whatever. I forget the name of the plaques. I got the plaques and blah, 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 blah. This is your boy oO5 Dynasty, and don't forget to Google me. Now, peace.